All right, what's up, people? Drama on the server. So, what I'm going to talk about in this video is the biggest change to the dynamics of server 1468, the biggest change that's ever happened. It's ever going to happen. Well, maybe the second biggest. All right, so let me bring up the email. Well, first off, let me go to Discord. You'll find this interesting. Just bear with me for a second. I can tell you a little bit of pre-talk, some pre-story. I'm gonna warm you up a little bit before we get to the good stuff. So just to let you guys know how the leadership overall coordination of our server has gone is they have done anything that they can possibly do to exclude me from it. We were top four NAP, and they sent they set up a Discord for us. So here's our Discord, and then in here, all the server leadership, like coordination, is supposed to happen inside this section called Council Decisions. But you can see the last message in here was like, well, over 3 months ago, right? And it was by me. So there's like the total dialogue in here altogether, since our server's been up for like a year and a month, is not that much. So what they did is there's only a handful of people total in this channel, right? What they did is the guys that wanted to exclude me, they set up a separate Discord server and said, "Oh, the council people, you're going to be talking, you're going to be chatting in this Discord, and they won't ever let me join. We're supposed to be top for NAP, right? And this council to coordinate NAP on our server is supposed to be coordinated from a couple of people in each alliance. All right, so." And a little bit more backstory is the word I was trying to think of. A little bit more about it. Basically, the people in charge of our server are a couple of people that when our server came up, they had played before. So they spent pretty heavily in the first couple of weeks, and they already knew like exactly what to do starting out. And the first king we had, like it was so important for him to take the throne first. And as soon as he got the throne and had access to King's Mail, he sent out a rule set to the entire server where you have hundreds of people who have never even played the game. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, rules. Like, so there's so many dead keeps on our servers. Like, people that never got to like even keep 20. Just all of a sudden, somebody wants to tell them what to do. So because he did that, and he established like some clout and backing. He and one other guy have technically been running the overall server coordination for over a year since the first. I don't know when the first throning is pretty early on. So like it's way before the first SVS. So we basically have what's going to happen here is we have the alliance power ranking, right? My alliance total toolbox, that's me. We have these next three alliances for top for NAP. Well, here's the interesting part. The interesting part is I get an email from like the number one. There's these two like head honchos always been on our server. Oops. And they coordinated like without even mentioning. They don't mention anything to our alliance. I've been the top rank one power person on the server for like 9 months or something. I've been leader of this alliance. I'm supposed to be part of top four NAP for 6 months or so. Well, they sent out this email. Someone sent it over to me that all four of those alliances are going to join under one alliance they're going to have, they get this one. So there's basically two ass clowns on this server. The leader of SMF, Diddy, I made a video about him. I think it was like one of the first videos I ever made. And the leader of WoW. The leader of WoW was the guy that became the first king that I was talking about. And pretty much he's had the final say on like if there's some sort of coordination that's going to take the server. He's had like the final opinion on it like ever since like a year ago. And I haven't even been part of any of the discussions for fucking like 6 months. Okay, so where we're at right now, and I'm pre-recording this video. Like I'm gonna upload it to my YouTube, but I'm not actually gonna publish it until like days later because one, no one in my alliance is supposed to know about it. Two, like the only people I know for sure their entire alliance knows about it because this email is to that alliance, the rank 2 alliance, right? And the fourth one, they might have told their members, but I don't think the TND members even know. And like between these 4 alliances, like we had a pretty good mix of like play styles or like leadership styles with the 4 of us going. One, we got a bunch of people on the server that think this daddy guy and the Asmo guy are complete pieces of crap and never want to be allied with them, or they were like burned by them in the past. Like they set up these purge rules and like so they both spent a lot in the beginning and they just like wiped people's keeps in like the first month of the game, including myself. They zeroed so many people and just started telling people what to do, blah, 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 blah. You know, listen to me, I've played the game before. Well, anyways, we're way past that now. So, like, where these 2 guys are at, I'll show you these 2 guys, where we're at. So, or I want to go to Monarch Power Ranking. So the 2 people I'm talking about is this guy, but this guy just run alts. He's been running alts and botting for like 10 months. Hasn't spent a penny. So he has like a ton of troops, right? A decent amount of troops for being free to play for like 10 months. And so he's got like no buffs whatsoever. Like he's just straight up points in battlefields or SVS. The other guy I'm talking about, he's way down here because he quit playing for like 4 months. He's only 4 billion power, but he's kind of in the same line. Although he's got half the troops than the other guy, he's also got like no fucking buffs. They both have decent debuffs because they have full subsidies, subsidy general gear, etc. And they both played before, so they know how to build, you know, their layers of troops, etc., etc., etc. But basically, these 2 guys, not only can't stand me, they don't want to have like any possibility of like, even though I've been the top in Monarch Power for like, I mean, it might be like 8 months or 9 months. It's been a while. I've been the top Monarch for the majority of the entire life of the server, right? These guys want to do whatever they possibly can to exclude me from any type of leadership and try to, I think when it comes to it, they want to prevent me from having a team or being, you know, successful in the game and having an alliance. So this is just the next thing they're trying. So let's go through and read this email. All right, so the leadership of those 3 alliances are joining under one roof. We think it's the best to head off any issues. Maybe I could be one of those issues that they come across when a server merge happens. Also benefit our server and growth so we can still work together under, says, one roof again. Battlefields SDF is just, the thing is like they don't have anybody. Well, they have one person. They have one person with decent buffs, right? So the 2nd power Monarch player, he has decent buffs, but there's a lot of battlefields he doesn't play in. So all these guys are going to form up in these battlefields, or they won't even have room in their battlefields for all the people that want to join battlefields. Like once this happens and they transition, there's going to be so many people that leave them and want to join us. They're going to lose so many people. Okay, so all alt accounts are going to be shifted to one of those alliances, and then that guy that's just been botting and running alt accounts, he's going to stay in that alliance to continue to bot for all their alts. Well, that's nice to know. If I want to, copy and paste a lot of ID numbers one day, I know where everybody's fucking alts are. That's smart. If you have any questions, you can message your leadership team directly. Like, my alliance, me, myself, are completely excluded from the leadership team, but we always have been. So this is fucking nothing new. But like, there's so many people between these other three alliances. Like, once everyone knows that that's the plan. Right now, I only have confirmation that one of them knows, right? Because I have their email sent to their alliance. I'm pretty sure all the members in the other two alliances don't know yet. But once they do, like, what the crazy thing about all this is this is happening. Okay, so check this out. This is happening after the second round of Battle of Constantinople. Like, look at this. Like, this is our best chance by far that we've ever had by far, because the server numbers for continents changed. But like, look at where we're at. Look at where my alliance is at. We're ranked 24 in the second round. We're ranked 42 for the season so far, so we have a good chance of placing top 64 entering Chalons, which is extremely important. But look where I'm at. I'm 64th. I'm 17th after 2 rounds. I was 64th in the last round. Like, we ran up against a couple of, I think it was a K41 and a K40. It's kind of rough. There's like no one to get points off. But so I don't know how many people. I've already seen some of their alliance members shift tags to the alliance. But like, what's going to happen is, the way this is going to play out is, all these people, once they're all informed and the server and the alliance mergers start to happen, and they're all like, no, if it's your alt, tag it over here. If it's your main, put it in this alliance, etc., etc., etc. By the time that all plays through, and I don't know if they're waiting until the next 2 rounds of Battle of Constantinople happen, or if they're waiting to form up for conquering the server we're going up against in SVS this time, because the king just sent out a mail, like, shortly after I got a copy of their email. The king sent out a mail that there would be no throne truce, and we almost always have a throne truce. We've conquered like 3 or 4 times in the, how many SVSs have we had? Like 30 or 40. So they sent that out. So I don't know if they're going to complete the transition of shifting everybody around for SBS this weekend, or for, like another 4 or 5 days after that, when the 4th Bach round happens. But once all those dudes know, and they're all shifted, and all those guys that fucking can't stand each other happens, by about the time that all that plays through, maybe a week after they all shift, all of a sudden, boom, rank 4 Alliance Castle, baby, what's up? Because so there's going to be people pissed off for so many reasons. Maybe they screwed up their box season. Maybe there was a bunch of people they don't like. Maybe their alts have to be in separate guilds or separate alliance. So when they're online and they want to run rallies and get resources for their alts, they can't freaking do it. They have to rely on this other guy in the other alliance and play, favors for him, or fucking kiss his ass to keep the alt of the alliance. Like, these guys do so many fucking fucked up things. And they just change the rules, or whenever there's a particular detail not ironed out in the basic NAP rules they have, they just change it and tell everybody, oh, here's the new rules that we're doing for the specific issue that needed to be addressed. Meanwhile, the only people that are discussing what it's going to be is like 2 or 3 people. I told these guys a bunch of things over the time. Like I was explaining about the Discord channel, right? Where they had a Discord channel for a server, and they had the council decisions in there, and then it was shifted off to a new place where I'm never even going to be invited to the Discord server. Like, oh wait, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no, but I told them, I didn't ask them, oh, can you invite me to the Discord server? And no, I just told them, I was like, hey, no council decision discussions happening in this forum whatsoever. Like, what's up? They're like, oh, we're doing it somewhere else now. Like, they didn't. I didn't even ask to participate or like, can you please add me? Like they were supposed to add me. Like that's the way it's supposed to fucking work. But they just work it out, however fucking way they want to. But I told these guys, I was like, hey, one day you're gonna realize that you're just talking to yourselves. one day, one day they're gonna realize that they're just talking to themselves. Oh man, this is great. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I've got one other person that I've talked about. I've talked about this email because I'm not supposed to have this email, right? Like I'm not supposed to know, but I do know. And I've had one other person, and then I've told one other person in our alliance about it. Other than that, we've talked about it for a while. Just two of us about what we want to do, if we want to notify people. Like we know a bunch of people in those three alliances that would leave if the three of them join, because a bunch of them hate this one dude and a bunch of them hate the other dude. Like these two assholes just trying to micromanage everything on the server for over a year, right? We know, individual people, like if we send this to them, oh, they'll just immediately leave and join us. And we talked about it, but we decided to hold off. We're gonna hold off, see how this pans out, see how the transition goes for them. Just play it cool, not say anything. We decided that's probably the best move. And I'm making this video, but I'm just gonna keep it unlisted, keep it private, never publish it. And then when whatever day it is that they realize that I know, then I'm gonna publish it, post to the world chat. They like I'm pretty sure this happened in the last 24 hours of me receiving it. Now I got this, like it's been like 10 hours now. I've had this for 10 hours. So it's been real recent. They sent out that email. Well, maybe it's been like 30 hours now or something like that. But that's why I want to make this video. One because people love drama in this game. Two, because I just want to stick it to them. I want to stick it to both those dudes. Tell them how I feel. Tell them what's up. If they think this shit's gonna work out for them, like what are they gonna do? How are they gonna progress in battlefields? How are they gonna if they added all these mid-tier fucking noobs, these mid-tier noobs that don't have good buffs, all of their battlefields, and they're going to have something like 20 people that are 2 to 4 billion power in their battlefields. How are any of them individually going to get enough points to ever get All-Star Dragon? I mean, they should be able to perform well in Chalons and get an Alliance Castle. Probably not this round because they're fucking it all up, but probably in the next round or the round after that fairly soon. I mean, they're going to have so much power. They'll be able to place high in Chalons, maybe, because they could enter those Chalons phases and they all just get rallied and zeroed so goddamn quickly because none of them have any good buffs. They got one guy with good buffs. This doomed guy's got good buffs. This guy, the fourth power player, he ain't dropped a nickel. He ain't dropped a nickel in 10 months. He ain't got no buffs. His buffs are like 1,300, 1,500, some shit. I don't know. I think it's a last ditch effort. It's a last ditch effort for them to try to do something about me. You know what? It's funny. This dude, he renamed this guy allows power rankings. So they're second. This guy, Daddy Guy, after I made a video of him, he changed the name of their alliance to RFR, and it said living rent free because he was claiming to his alliance members that because I made a video about his punk ass that he was living rent free in my head, and that was the name of his alliance, and all of his members for like 5 months. Sweet. You're living rent free in my head, but I'm living rent free in how many members in your alliance? 55. Well, a bunch of their alts left to go to the alt alliance. They have like 70 or 80 members. Well, all the alts are gone, so that's their total people. Cool. I'm living rent free in 55 people's heads, as directed by you. Fucking idiot. So, yeah, I mean, these guys know how I feel about them. They've just been doing whatever they could possibly think of since day one on this server to try to run things, to be in charge. And it was pretty easy for them to do, just spend real big in the beginning. They know how to build. They didn't waste any speed ups or any resources. You know, do your research first. Do this first, do that. Like, they knew how to do all that shit. Like, I had to learn everything from scratch. But one thing I didn't have to learn, how to tell bullies to go fuck themselves. Didn't have to learn that. I learned that years ago. It's still going to be a while. It's still going to be a while before they get fucked. It's still going to be a while. Like, this is going to be the most entertaining, like, week and a half. See how many members they lose. See how many people are like, what the fuck? Like, we had a good balance. We had, you know, those two people, they were different alliances, trying to run the server. Some people thought that they were running the server. It certainly gave the appearance they were running the server. Then you had the third alliance. So what really sucks about it is this other alliance. They were pretty neutral. This TND alliance, they were kind of like neutral for us. And anyone that didn't like those two alliances or my alliance and the leadership in my alliance, they would join this alliance. Well, now this alliance is going away. So basically over the last year, like, everybody that didn't like those two alliances, now I've only been the leader of this alliance for like 6 months or something, but like, we've lost all the members that we've lost over time that have issues for whatever reason and left have gone to this alliance. They didn't want to go to fucking Asmo's or Diddy's fucking alliance. They don't like those guys. Well, now they're all going to be in those alliances with them now. They don't know it yet. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're probably going to get, I mean, we won't get them all back, and it won't be soon, but I'd say in the next month. So, let's see here. Who did we lose? Okay, so we lost Professor to TND, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. We lost Glory to TND, like 2 months ago. We lost Oleg to TND. This was just yesterday. We lost, this one hurt the most, JD28. We lost him to TND like a week ago. And him and Oleg are real good friends. So a few days later, Oleg wanted to leave. But this guy, like, he did a lot of stuff for the Alliance. He always signed up everybody for all battlefields. He was reliable about it. Long-term officer of the Alliance. You know, he was an officer in the Alliance before I even joined the Alliance. So neither of these two guys, he was an officer too. They were both long-term officers, like before I joined, and they both left within the last like 10 days. So we've never lost a member to either the First Kings Alliance or this other Daddy Characters Alliance. We've never lost a member to either of their alliance. They've all joined T&D. Well, now T&D isn't going to have an alliance anymore. Per their plan, all the alts are going to the first king of the server that all he does is bot accounts all day, and all the mains are going to Diddy's server, which a bunch of people don't like him. I don't know, it doesn't specify in that email what's supposed to happen to T&D's alliance. I'm pretty sure all the T&D members that don't want to be part of their fucking conglomerate bullshit alliance that the top player on the server hasn't ever cared about, I'm pretty sure all those people are going to end up joining my alliance in the next few months, if not next few weeks or days when they find out. Ah, shit. I mean, why would they want to be in one of your alliances? Or the only alliance? Why would they want to be in your alliance? You haven't even played the game for 4 months. You and the other asshole and several other people that have been officers in your alliances, all of you quit playing the game at some point in the past, either because you got zeroed, you couldn't even join alliances anymore, you're a complete piece of shit on some other server, and you're never going to tell anybody on our server who you really were back when you used to play. No, people are going to have to find that shit out over time. And a bunch of them have. A bunch of them have. Just wait and see what happens when your alliances all get under one roof and they see what plays out over the next several weeks. All your botted alt accounts in one place. Well, that's just fucking fantastic. Have you guys heard? Have you guys heard about a ton of people on older servers losing all their fucking family members? Shit. I think an adequately written up email, there could be a bunch of family members caught in the mix in a simple email. God damn. They think they're setting themselves up to dominate the entire server, because you know what's going to happen initially, the first couple of days, is the alliance power ranking. I'm gonna have to take screenshots or something. As soon as everyone gets in that one alliance, they should be over 100 billion power. They should be over 100 billion power, because you know the alts. Some of the alts have a little bit of power. Maybe added up to all the alts combined, maybe added up to like 3 billion total. Like I know one guy has a K35 alt, but yeah, it's gonna go up to like 100 something billion, and then over the next like days, weeks, it's gonna drift down. They're probably gonna settle out. They're probably gonna settle out and bottom out at like 70 billion, and we'll be 75 or 80 billion, something like that. They're going to feel real good within those first couple hours. I mean, they see 100 billion power. All right, that's enough about that. I wish I could post it to my YouTube right now. You know, not promote it, but release it or whatever. And but we decided, we had some talk. We have several reasons why we think it's better to hold off, not say anything, just just see how the shit goes. See how the shit goes down over the next week, week and a half, or whenever, whenever they all get in that alliance. Then once that happens, I'll post the video. All right, later, guys.